recent author presentation for the Surrey International Writers Conference, and I got up early in the morning, and it's a full moon night out here, and I thought, let's go do it my way. So take two. I'm Frank Talbert. I call myself Canada's foremost offbeat author. And if you check out this video, you'll find out why. So let's go. Today's presentation is mainly about this novel. This is the first in a 3-book urban fantasy series set on the west coast of British Columbia. It's based on a true incident that happened about 30 years ago. A rare golden spruce tree was cut down in protest of logging. Now, the Haida believe that a prince is trapped inside that tree, and that's why the leaves have turned gold and sorrow for this poor prince. So, in the novel, what happens? The prince has been released, who during the rest of the book is now evolving to an earth spirit, because he's been trapped in this tree for like 300 years. Now, what is also released is Raven, the big creator, woo god dude. He wakes up, looks at the world the way it is now, and goes, man, this place sucks. So, a reporter comes over to investigate the story. He meets a woman there, and they fall in love with each other. So, and along with her uncle Charlie, who's a shaman, end up battling Raven to stop him from changing the world back to the way it was. If you want the more condensed, what I call my elevator pitch version, I simply call it When Harry Met Sally, mixed with the Karate Kid. Now, a couple of reviews from this book. I was touched when I sensed the author's profound reverence for trees, especially when I read his description of the sobbing trees as they were axed down. This novel has a ring of an epic Lord of the Rings journey. This is one journey I'll always remember. Stephanie Bridgman. And another from this famous author, Susan Musgrave, who like me is a bit off the ball, let's just say. If you ever seen her car, the little Ford Escort that she has, it's loaded with figurines glued all over it. Quite the sight, to be honest. I loved it. So, Susan Musgrave. After being stranded 20 kilometers from the nearest road at the tip of Rosebud, Hattagua, and having to push a spanking new SUV a few kilometers along the beach before the tide came in and we ran out of booze, my first reaction when being asked to do a back cover burb was, over my dead body. Some people do anything to get an endorsement. Susan Musgrave, love it. Book 2 in the series, The Lure. Quick back cover blurb for this. Ever go out for an evening and not remember what you did? What if there was a bar where spirits can enter your inebriated body and use it until you sober up? Well, such a bar exists in Stanley Park, where the city's mayor has been murdered, his family missing, a dangerous witch has been released from centuries-old imprisonment, and an intriguing, extraordinary shaman shows up, only to vanish after leaving some cryptic clues. So begins Detective Carol Ainsworth's first case, The Lure. A couple reviews. Damn, Frank, this writing is as tactile as a 55 T-bird. Very nice descriptions, great dialogue, a book that can be read entirely for pleasure. And this one, the opposite end of the spectrum here. Your book, The Lure, was a roller coaster ride through my emotions, which, when I got off, left me stunned and breathless. Your portrayal of psychopaths and the criminal mind in pursuit of the sexually willing was so disturbing, I had nightmares. I had to sit in the novel side for days. But the writing was so compelling that I had to finish it. And I'm glad I persevered. I literally cheered, go get him! When Charlie used his protectors to deal rather uniquely with antagonists. Carol G. Thank you for that one. Book 3, The Awakening in the series. I don't have a poster for this one, so you're just gonna have to live with this picture here. So, how angry would a mythological god be if he found himself awakening instead of a mortal? After a strange and inexplicable death inside a jail, an intriguing extraordinary shaman detects great unrest in the world and breaks his way into the jail to investigate. That's Charlie, he does that kind of stuff. He enlists Detective Carol Ainworth to assist the undercover prison officer who, rather strangely, also finds herself tasked with bringing to justice the murder of a gentle forest creature's mother. The Awakening. Probably one of my favorite reviews. This is from Michael DeJong. He was our former Labour Finance Minister in British Columbia here in the provincial government. Just when I was beginning to wonder where the next great Canadian storyteller would emerge from, Frank Tolliver has written a modern crime mystery with a twist. In The Awakening, Tolliver weaves the riches of Canada's West Coast Aboriginal spirituality into the science of modern forensics. CSI comes to Hawaii as a shaman and a detective conduct an investigation that will take them and the reader on a journey to a place where murder, redemption, and ancient mysticism intersect. Thanks. Another one, a quick one from Greta Olson. It may be only a book to some, but to me it is a beautiful piece of artistry that I have the privilege of enjoying. Wondering what kind of credentials this guy's got. Is he any good? Like, what's he done? Simple. So this one, The Joining, which is a book in another series involving Victoria and the ghosts. And if you don't know, Victoria's probably the most haunted city in the world. There are ghosts everywhere. And ask me that question one day in private, and I'll tell you about some of those crazy ass stories. Now, this novel last year was voted one of the 3 finalists in the Canadian Book Club Awards out of a couple hundred entries. Being a little twisted mind, as they say, you gotta be sometimes, I think, to be a writer and sit there and pound away on a piece of paper or a computer for hours on end. I bought 4 of his novels, right up my alley. Went fantasy and urban fantasy and paranormal thrillers, but as we were leaving the shop, my girlfriend opened up a copy of The Joining, and I had just purchased it. Stop! You have to go back. I have to buy this book. Frank had her hooked in the first 3 pages. Well done. Joyce Nichols. Another review, one of my favorites. I hate you. My wife is at home on medical leave and won't get out of the bathroom. Can't put your book down. Laugh out loud. Bruce Warren. People ask me about my writing style, and I usually say something like, I write like my soul's on fire and the pencil is my voice screaming to get it out. Thank you.